I think some students, quite a lot of students, are now busy preparing for exam tomorrow, so they're not coming today. However, for those who come today, I'll give you significant bonus points. Get a good grade, okay? And oh yeah, that's why class attendance is important. So let us first review what we discussed last week. So by the way, I mean, what is the area that is covered in this video?
Yeah, can come.
Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is, we'll first, if you remember, right? So we first introduce numerical optimization, called the MM algorithm, majorization maximization algorithm. And then we generalize this algorithm to submodular optimization, right? So I will first give a quick review about numerical optimization, why it can be generalized to submodular optimization. So numerical optimization, what we want to address. Can you find a brush? Oh, here? No? Anyone? No brush. That's what you see. Oh yeah, sure. Thank you. So if we say numerical optimization, usually we want to what we want to address is to solve this problem. This one.
This one. This one.
This one. Okay. So we want to address the problem. Max, x belong to Rn, fx. This is very general form. Fx can be any function. Fx can be smooth, can be not smooth. So which means even somehow we cannot calculate gradient, we still can solve the problem. So how to solve the problem? So the framework is as follows. So we set epsilon. Epsilon is a threshold that tells us the difference between current solution, previous solution is small enough. And then start with an arbitrary x0 and p equal to 0. So step 1, step 2. And then 3, repeat. 4, x key plus 1 is AR max. X belong to Rn, f x cubed x p. P equal to p plus 1 and q. Which is x t minus x t minus 1 should be small enough. How small is enough? We need to define a threshold. So this is called majorization. maximization. MM. Okay? So in the future, right, if you want to maximize or minimize, right, if you add a minus here, then it becomes minimize fx. If you want to maximize or minimize some function, right, then you may think about either gradient descent, project gradient descent, or this framework. So by the way, so if you remember, in order to find the lower bound function, right, so it must satisfy two properties. One is tightness, second is lower bound. And we know, right, we can consider two kinds of approximations. The first is a second order Taylor expression, right? The first approximation is a second order Taylor expression. The second, I think, type lower bound function can be first order Taylor expression. So if we consider second order Taylor expression, if f tilde xt x, right, is please remember the formula for second order Taylor expression. Xt plus. So let's make simple. I is only a real value. I mean, if x is a vector, you can Google, you can find a vector form. It's 1 factorial f gradient x minus xt second plus f second order derivative x minus xt squared. Okay? So if we consider second order Taylor expression, then MM algorithm is called Newton's method. Newton's algorithm. So if you go to any optimization book, the first two algorithms that will be introduced, as always, the first one, you know, right, gradient descent. The second one, Newton's method. Gradient descent is an algorithm based on gradient, first order derivative, right? Newton's method is an algorithm based on second order derivative. Okay? So that's why, I mean, I hope now you know what is gradient descent, what is Newton's method, the two most popular algorithms in optimization. And then, so this is a second order Taylor expression. And now in here we focus on first order Taylor expression. The reason is because we want to generalize to submodular optimization. Because the submodular optimization is not smooth function, not smooth. You don't know how to calculate gradient. So for this reason, I mean, the Taylor second order expression is not appropriate here. So let us focus on first order Taylor expression. The magic component is how to find this tight lower bound function. Right? So then we say we consider a tight lower bound function defined based on first order Taylor expression. So you know this is a second order Taylor expression. First order basically just remove the second order. So only these two components, right? It's called the first order Taylor expression. So this is the second order. E-A-Y expression. And then first order Taylor expression. Again, so here we go back to original one-dimensional space. I mean, we need to use vector form because our problem is vector form. So this is supposed to be vector form, but I just want to make it simple for you. So about the vector form, x belongs to Rn, what is a vector form for this second order Taylor expression? You can just Google. You can find the form. And so first order Taylor expression is f x t x equal to these two components, f x t plus, so 1 factorial is 1, so just ignore. By the way, because now this is vector, this is vector, so we need to replace this production with a dot product. So again, you ask me, right? I want to remind again. So what is dot product? A, B equal to I belong to 1 to n. AI, BI. For any A, B belong to Rn. So this is the, we call that a dot product. So if A, B are single variable, then A, B will become A, B, right? Which is consistent. But here, A, B represent vectors. Because keep in mind, right? So F gradient X key belong to Rn. Multivariate calculus, right? So just if you do not know, review multivariate calculus before. And then x minus x key also is a vector. So we cannot product two vector, right? That's why we need to dot product. And so I erase this one out here. A, B, I from 1 to n, A, I, B, I. And then we do some reorganization. Okay? So this is equal to f x p plus f gradient x p x dot product minus f gradient x key. And then we move this to here. Plus f x t minus prime t x t. So you ask me why we need to do reorganization? Because this is a function of x, right? So I just want to emphasize this varies with respect to x. but these two constant, right? Because these two components do not involve x, right? So no matter what is the x value, the second and third components are always constant. So for this reason, right? So we will only use this form to represent first order Taylor expression. Okay? So keep in mind this is the first order Taylor expression. That's why a tight lower bound function defined based on first order Taylor expression has this form. So basically, submodular function, the shape is like this. Okay? If you still, yeah, so this is the shape of submodular function. And this is, by the way, so we are not going back to submodular function yet. So we're still about numerical optimization. So this is a numerical function, first order Taylor expression. Suppose this is x, this is fx. We're still trying to solve this problem. And suppose this is our current solution at iteration t. And align this lower bound and height is this function. And this function, the form is first order Taylor expression, which is, again, right? So I will write in this form. I'll replace the gradient with h, okay? Because I want to move to non-smooth function after I finish this introduction. So basically it's h x plus f x t minus h x t. So h belong to f x t, which is any h satisfy x t is lower bound. So I'll tell you this is equivalent to this form. So first thing is you need to keep in mind so first order Taylor expression is naturally a type function. You can write down. So first order Taylor expression is naturally a type function, which means no matter what is h, this is always equal to xt. So which means, let me write it here, f xt always equal to fx for x equal to xt. And right down here, all more concise. So if we plug in, this is xt, then two will be identical. So basically, if the solution is xt, two curves are identical. So this basically represents this overlap point. You follow? So which means, so what is h? H is gradient, right? So if this is only one variable, gradient is a slope, right? So if we change h, what will change? Right, the gradient. But this gradient is not okay, right? Because it's not all bound. So this is good. How about this one? No, right? So that's why this is a tightness. So which means first order Taylor expression naturally satisfy tightness function, but does not satisfy lower bound function for any h. So for this reason, we look for h that must satisfy lower bound. Okay, so which means we need to look for h such that the first order Taylor expression is always less than or equal to fx. Okay, and only tightness lower bound satisfy. This is what we look for, right? Okay, so we look for a linear tight lower bound function that must satisfy these two conditions. And if you look all possible h such that this could be satisfied, you find out maybe if fx is smooth, it's a smooth function. So this is a smooth function, but this is not smooth because this one is not smooth. In here, you cannot calculate gradient. So if function is smooth, the vector h, the gradient, okay, the gradient h that satisfies this condition, okay, only unique. We have h equal to fxt is unique, which means in order to find h such that this must be true, you can only find one solution, that is gradient. It makes sense, right? Because this is a gradient. If you go up, cannot, right? Because this is up. This way, cannot, right? This is up, right? So only one line, that is lower bound. Okay? So for this reason, right? If fx is a smooth function, we only have one vector h that satisfies this lower bound property. Do you follow? For this reason, if we say the function is smooth, we directly replace h with gradient as well, which will make it consistent gradient. Okay? I mean, I just want to keep in mind the symbol. Gradient. So these two symbols all represent gradient over x. So you'll see some papers, some books you use the first one, some books use the second one. So now we just use the prime, okay, to keep it consistent. In the future, if you see this kind of delta f, you should know this will also represent gradient. But however, right, submodular function is non-smooth. It's a submodular, it's concrete, discrete function. So that's why we need to ask the question, right? So what if the function is non-smooth? If fx is non-smooth, then we need to find a feasible h belong to this set of visible vectors f x t. In order to implement the function, the tight lower bound function f st x. Because this function is defined this way, right? So we need to figure out h, right? So you ask me, right? So so if the function is not smooth, then the function will be like this. So this point is not gradient, does not have a gradient because we have a so this is lower bound function. So this is one h, and h1, right? And then this is also fine, right? It's all lower bound function. And then this is h3, right? And then until here. So basically, you have all possible vectors. We call, so I mean, for this case, gradient is called subgradient because here we have. So if you say gradient, which means only have only single line. So we say we have multiple lines, we call subgradient. So this h1 is subgradient, h2 is subgradient. We have many subgradients, right? So, but we know any gradient, any subgradient define lower bound function, right? And in this case, I mean, you just pick any subgradient is fine. But the question here is, I mean, if the function is smooth, we know this is h naturally is, so this is exactly we can calculate the h. But here, right, we only have a condition, right? So then the tricky part is we need to find a feasible h. You follow? Okay? So how to find a feasible h? Right? So I'm going to introduce, which actually is what we discussed last week. Find h. So please write the notes or take photoshops because I'm going to. So this is a quick review of numerical optimization. So now we are going to generalize. The MM algorithm from numerical optimization to combinatorial optimization. And the combinatorial optimization is to solve another problem, right? Max Fs S belong to binary vector. So I just want to clarify the symbol, right? So numerical optimization we use symbol Fx. S belong to R. And then X and Y to represent, I mean, two variables. So Y is a given point. And then combinatorial set optimization. We use Fs, S belong to 0, 1, n, S and then capital Y, 0, 1, n. Symbols. Because I just want to, because we are going to use a new symbol, right? Capital S, capital Y, okay? Corresponding to small x, small y. But here xy represent numerical vector. Here sy represent two set variables, or we'll say two binary vectors. I mean, why we need to use different symbols? Because people in the papers, you use different symbols for numerical optimization, combinatorial optimization. And then the algorithm that we can generalize, as you can imagine, almost the same, right? Again, so this one can be removed. We directly start from with an arbitrary S0 and P equals 0. The second one, repeat ST plus 1, which is the solution that we obtain at iteration T plus 1. P start from 0 is arc max S is binary vector. Lower bound function S. I mean, you just replace ST with XT, S with X. You find out it's almost the same, right? And this is step 3. Step 4, we add one iteration, we move to another iteration until convergence. Because S is a binary vector, so the convergence is just ST equal to ST minus 1. Okay? Or you can say it's ST minus ST minus 1 equal to 0. Okay? So this is the MM algorithm for submodular maximization. Is submodular. So you found out, right? I mean, the key components that we need to calculate is this tight lower bound function, right? And this tight lower bound function has exactly the same form like this. Okay? That's why here, this one tight is find a tight linear tight lower bound linear function based on first order Taylor expression. So which is F tilde ST. The same. Just replace X with ST, XT with ST, and then X with S. Let me write. Yeah. Is H S F S T minus H S T. The H belong to XT, which is all H that satisfy low bound property, right? Follow? So when all H satisfy lower bound, now keep in mind, this one, as I mentioned, naturally follow tightness condition, right? So this is here. Which is a F, SP, SP. Equal to FSP. So if we draw line, this is S, this is FS, this is SP. So this is F, SP. This is FS. Right? So this curve in the linear lower bound only overlay at one point, which is ST, right? So that's why this satisfies this condition. So these two functions, one is a true function, and another is a linear lower bound. They are identical if S is ST. So this is exactly the same like the right one. So this is what I want to generalize. This will give you a story. I mean, where this is coming from. It's from numerical optimization. Okay? So